Well, another early winter morning start. Just breaking day, just getting light, and sunrise is in about half an hour's time. It's low tide, so it's going to be challenging. Not a lot of gutters out here. We'll see what we can find and get a line out there. Okay, I'm going to start off using a full pilchard on gang hooks. I've got a wire trace on there in case there's some big tailor out there, which I'm pretty much come to try and catch today. I know the tides are not perfect. Be good to have a high tide now, but it's actually low tide. There's a bit of deep water in fairly close here, bit of white water coming into it, so I'm hoping that maybe something will come in there. Right in that little deep pocket there. Water temperature's down to about between 17 and 18 degrees, and swells coming in pretty much straight in here, and it's about up to about 1.5 meters, and good waves coming in out the back there. There's plenty of stirred up water. All I need now is a few fish. Okay, I've got the beach to myself again, no one that way, and as far as I can see that way, which would be about 2 kilometres I suppose, can see no one that way. So this rig is a 3-way swivel. I have a star sinker, and I'm using 4/0 gang hooks with a wire trace. With a star sinker, you've got to be a little bit careful about leaving it sit for a long time, especially when there's a bit of sand movement. Like here, there's a current moving through there, so it's stirring the sand up, and the sinker can actually bury deeply into the sand, and sometimes they can be just about impossible to get out. So the idea is to not let it sit in the one spot for too long. If it starts sinking in, just move it every couple of minutes, every 5 minutes, or don't leave it for 15 minutes, half an hour, because it's sure to bury deeply into the sand, and you could end up losing your sinker. It feels like a bite. Well, yes. I just saw something come to the surface then. Let's hope I've got it. So that was, yeah, not far out in that little deep hole there. Of course, like I said, it's low tide. Right, pretty much right on low tide. Not a bad fish. Got a bit of weight in it. Very little fight. I think today's a pretty low energy day. Hopefully it's a big tailer. Oh, looks like a good fish, whatever it is. It's a salmon. It's a little ripper. Thank you. That'll do for a start. Be 2.5 kilos, I reckon. Yes. Nice sambo with very little energy. Here we go, that is what, 65 centimetres. Not a bad salmon. Alright, we'll get another whole pilly out. That seemed to work okay. Mind you, it was a soft bite and a low energy fight. Those fish will come in fairly close if there's deep water there, despite the fact it's low tide. Probably 15 minutes to sunrise. The days are starting to get longer. We're mid-winter, so the sun's starting to rise only a little bit earlier each week and setting a little bit later each week, but that will accelerate as we move towards the spring. Okay, I'm going to use this Gilly 60 gram blue slug, and I've got the other pilchard out, so we'll just see if there's something grabbing the lures or they're going the fixed bait. Okay, put that drag off a bit. All right. Let's see how this plug goes. First cast, nothing. I checked my pilchard after about 10 minutes. Nothing's had a go at it. We'll get it back out. Wait till this wave goes down and then I'll get it out a little bit further, and then if I need to I can bring it in. Almost sunrise. Sun's up. That first salmon must have been beginner's luck. I've brought that in twice, sort of 5 minutes or so in between, and still not taken. Maybe third cast lucky? Let's hope so. For those of you that don't know, I've spent decades fishing, but I've also spent decades studying the lunar cycle. So every time I go out, I make a note of what happens, what fish I catch, whether I catch a lot of fish or not many, how they feed, how they bite, how they fight. And it all comes back to that day of the lunar cycle that I happen to be fishing. Now today is 3 days prior to first quarter, so we're past the new moon. We're about 4 days past the new moon, about 3 days prior to first quarter. Now this day, especially mornings, can be quite tough. Afternoons seem to fish better. I do, however, put my predictions up on some of the Facebook pages on a Friday night, usually just for one day, for Saturday. For anyone going out, they can have a look at that. It's on the Perth fishing beach fishing site, it's on the Australian beach fishing site, and provided admin put it up, I put it up there, they can put it up if they choose. in the Illawarra. I put it up on the Illawarra Facebook page as well, fishing page. And yeah, today I'll give you an indication of what I predict for today, or maybe just I'll put the short video up that I put up on the Facebook pages, and you can see how it goes. As you can see, the mornings are not that good, but the afternoons can present a much better opportunity. Now, mid-morning and around the moonrise and mid-afternoon can be good, and then from dusk and into the evening. Most of the time they'll be very soft on the bite, so you may catch them in the lip, and then you can lose a lot of fish as they are reluctant to swallow the bait. But when you do hook them, the fight can be good, especially during the feeding times. However, other than that, they can be quite lethargic in their energy levels and fight. Now, I have put all this information together, which took many years, into a book called Fishing the Lunar Connection, which is available from amazon.com.au. Now, to get your copy, simply scan the QR code with your phone camera, and that'll take you directly to the order form. Or, if you're unable to scan the code, you can click the link in the comments section. Oh, that looks like a fish. Oh, it's a great hunk of weed. Oh no, it's on the surface. Okay, just a small salmon. Oh well, got 2 salmon. The fight has been not fantastic, that's for sure. Get another pilchard out. So this is a gilly 60-gram blue slug or metal lure. Surely something will come past and grab it. Well, I've had about 30 casts with the lure. No go, not a touch. Maybe that's because the fish are lethargic this morning, because they haven't got a lot of energy. Anyway, we'll try something else. Looks like a bite. Mind you, a soft bite. Very soft. And grab it. There we go. Move the bait and it's latched onto it. I think it's another salmon. So far, I can just feel the weight of the salmon. I can't feel much fighting going on. Another little fella. Oh no, medium, a bit bigger than the last one, smaller than the first one. Maybe not bigger than the last one. There you go, just a small Australian salmon. Alright, I've got a smaller pilchard this time. It's three salmon I've got. Two smaller ones, one good sized one. So we'll try a smaller bait. I just cast out another small, using a smaller pilchard this time, and hopefully catch a bigger fish. I'm just going to use the rod holder. But I'll move it since I've got a star sinker on, I'll move it every 5 minutes, since there's such a long time in between bites. So I've got rid of the lure. I'm going to try a beach worm now, just see if there's anything out there like a whiting or maybe a bream. And go for that. Something having a bit of a pick. Hard to hook today. Alright, I think my bait's gone. Pick the worm off. This is going to be the challenge today, is to be able to actually hook the fish. Oh, that pilchard's been out for about 10 minutes. This is the small one. And again, untouched. So there's not too many fish out there. Alright, we'll get another worm out. So again, I'm using a 3-way swivel, the drop sinker, and about a 2-0 hook. Sometimes I'll take worms, other days they're really fussy. I think they're fussy about everything today. Like they're not hungry at all. Alright, we'll get another worm out there now. Hopefully I can get a better bite than the last one. Another bite, but again really soft. Oh, I've hooked him. I hope it's not just in the lip though. Not sure what it is. Little whiting maybe. Dart. Little dart. It's a wonder they're not knocking the pilchards off. There we go, a small dart. It'll be about 25 centimetres long. Legal size for these is pretty damn small, but there's nothing of them, there's no meat on them. Well hooked in that bottom lip. Another worm out. I like this water here. There's a lot of white water but not too much current, so it's a good area for fish to get in under here. Like I say, we're in the depths of winter, so the fishing doesn't necessarily perform as well as it does in summer. Okay, the worm bait's been picked off again. We'll get another one out. They're only small worms I've got here, but as long as they go on the hook, that's the main thing. I'd say those dart picked that bait off again. With that tide coming in, the fish might be in fairly close here, so I might just cast this one in reasonably close. Okay, my small pilchard has now been picked off. Mind you, it took a while. My other rod's getting a bite on the dart. I can tell by the way it's the tip of the rod is bouncing very quickly. It's going brrr. Now we'll get another pilchard out on this one. Tide's coming in a bit now. Still reasonably quiet. Maybe another hour, we might get a bit of action. When the fishing's slow like it is today, it pays to try a couple of different baits. So I've used pilchards, I've used worms. I'm going to now try a prawn. I brought some prawns with me, so I'll try a peeled prawn and see if anything's going that. Is that a light bite? Oh, drive that hook in. Yeah, it's on there. Another little salmon. Can't believe how small these ones are compared to the first one. Looks like it could be a kilo. Ooh, feels like a better fish, much better. Oh, it's a great hunk of weed. Oh no, it's on the surface. Feels heavier. Oh, he's swimming in a bit, I think. And it certainly feels heavier than the last three. I do not believe it. It's got off right on the edge. The wave was washing back. Good on you, Phil. I kept the pressure on too. It's not as if I let the pressure go off. But when they're soft on the bite, that's what can happen. They can be just caught in the edge of the lip. Let's hope there's another bigger one like that out there. Well, that tide's kicking in fairly quickly now. It's not a big high tide this morning. The bigger tide's in the evening. Okay, I've got a peeled prawn out there this time. We'll see how that goes. It's possibly easily removed by the dart, but there might be something else out there who want to have a go at it. Okay, the prawns all but disappeared. May have been a crab. I'm going to use a prawn that is not shelled, but the shell's still on, head and all. Right, this is the whole prawn. Just moved along from where I was. There's a little bit deeper water in close here, and the waves are breaking on the sandbar and washing back over that deeper water. So I'm hoping there's going to be something in there. Like a bite. Or is he just playing with it? I think he's playing with the bait. Come back, I think. Still don't know whether I've hooked it. If they swim in, it's really hard to tell. No, this has gone to the side. There's definitely something on there. It's small. Again, a small salmon. Where's your big brother, mate? Again, he was just hooked. It's an indication they're playing with the bait. There we go. Be nice if this was a tailor. Haven't seen a jump yet, so not sure. Oh, there we go, finally. It's not a tailor. That's a better salmon. So that's not as big as the first one, but not bad. Not bad. Better than the other couple I caught. Oh, here we go. There we go, a nice bream on the beach worm. He wasn't getting away. Nice. Yeah, so that bream was caught right on moonrise. So there's a little while yet till it's the top of the tide, but yep, on the moonrise, often it happens. Here we go. Not exactly, a little dart, about 28 centimetres I reckon. Shiny little silver things they are. For those of you who are into barometric pressure, just want to let you know the barometric pressure today is 1034 hectopascals. 1034 hectopascals and steady, pretty much in the center of a high at the moment. There's very little wind. In fact, it's just I can feel a breeze coming from my left going that way, but it's only maybe 1 or 2 knots. Oh, there's a bite. It's on there. Can I get it in? I might have struck too soon. Little hammerers they are. They're like a little jackhammer. The dart. The dart with the little, they look innocent enough, but those spikes, there's a couple of spikes on the top and bottom. Just there's 2, right, 1 there, 2 there, and they're not on their back, just in front of their dorsal fin. No, just there. They are sharp as. Oh well, I might call it a morning, I think. Just cast this out, clean my fish and get them away. Anyway, if you like what you see, like, subscribe and share. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.